So the main thing I came to get the goosebumps. Main thing I came to the realization of this morning was that the current opportunity being presented to the world right now with the coronavirus spreading and a recession going to occur is humility. If people have the humility to accept their faults, accept their flaws, accept their wrongs, then they will be rewarded by having an avenue to happiness. Because I think humility leads to accountability, which leads to happiness and inner peace. If you're constantly fighting the thing you're afraid to face, if you're constantly fearful of what others think, and especially if you think you know everything, those are all recipes for living in unaligned life, especially with God. So now you have the opportunity, everyone does, and this is what I realized, that to humble ourselves, to seek and open towards humility, we're able to be so authentic and at our core. And if we're able to link that subconscious to our conscious to our reality, it'll streamline the whole process. It'll make everything easier. And right now, in a way, the coronavirus is scaling humility. And I don't want to say anything unfactful or bad. And I'm super grateful for my good health, my family's good health, everyone's good, and I'm super empathetic and super forgiving to what people are going through. I want to be there for them. I understand this is one of the worst things that could ever happen, and the people who are going through it, the symptoms I heard are very severe. So for all that, I pray for them, I think about them, and I'm grateful I don't have it. But I truly will say that to see light in darkness is something that should always be done. It's not just blind optimism, it's practical optimism, because everything starts within here. So I do say with conviction in my heart that 2020 is an opportunity for humans to open up towards humility. And we're being shown it in many different ways. So it's just a matter of us leaning into that and getting over our own internal problems, internal dilemmas. And from there, everything will get better. And I think the other thing to note during this time with the coronavirus causing other things to occur in the economy, eventually this was going to happen with the economy. There was downfall that was going to occur. The coronavirus and the pandemic was just a domino that caused things to fall. But to note and observe everything that's happening as a 21-year-old, as a young kid, and how leaders are reacting, I will say the systems in place aren't that good, and to change them is important because it will allow us to react in a more efficient, fashionable way in the future when these things happen again. Two, true leaders during this time are constantly in the trenches. They're making the most of this. They're making jokes about it at times, like Andrew Cuomo does of New York. New York's doing a great job, and they're heading this entire restriction process and making the extremes of everything so no one really spreads this virus. Two, they are accountable. Leaders during this time are extremely accountable. They take full responsibility for everything that's happening, even if it's not their fault. Three, they're calm and they're stoic. Nothing good will happen off of impulse, but with a still mind and with thinking behind the scenes and preparation put in place with a team, good things can happen. Because the public, unfortunately, they do react to what they see at first glance. So to have a good message and a good public facing is actually important. And then lastly, just the something I heard of is PPI, just the patience, perseverance, and empathy towards everything occurring. Not empathy, innovation, which can link up to the systems to change what's happening, to change what was in place, I should say. But yes, empathy does should be added to that PPI as well. So PPIE. But yeah, those are my thoughts about everything that's happening right now. It's 1:49 p.m. on March 19th, 2020. It's a Thursday. And that's what I've seen. That's what I felt. That's what I observed. That's what I'm aware of. I'm interested to see what more comes of it, how this plays out.